In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a medieval inn in Minecraft at an angle. Now, if you're new to the channel at all, we do a lot of time lapses and tutorials, just like this one, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also guys, if you're interested in more tutorials, I'll leave a link in the card above, as well as in the description to my medieval tutorials playlist. Anyway, let's get into building. Okay, so here we are on my tutorial flat world, and this is what we're going to be making today. So guys, it is at a slight angle, which works out really well if you've got just like, or you want to have a slightly angled paths, but you still want it to look quite good and be quite functional for its interior. So it's going to be quite simple. We're going to be doing this one block by block, and I'm going to be cutting it up into different sections because there's some quite complicated stuff going on. When you have a look at the floor plan, you're going to go, okay, yeah, this is a bit complicated. But it's going to be fine, guys. We're going to simplify it down for you. So to get started, grab your stripped dark oak wood. What we're going to do is we're going to find a corner. We're going to start with this corner right here of this one. So right over here. We're going to go up with 3 blocks. So yeah, stripped dark wood, and then go up with 4 blocks actually. Sorry guys, 4 blocks. Then we're going to go across the front part of it. So this is going to be 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then what we're going to do is we're going to step back 1 block, but go up to 4. So this is where we're starting to do it. So what you're going to see is we're going to have blocks of 5. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we step back and move over. So with this, we're going to have 3 blocks next. 1, 2, and 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So again, this is a block of 5. So that means we step back. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So again, we get the 5s. So this is the way that you kind of do angles. You keep everything consistent with how many blocks back you push back in sections. So we come around the back part of this. What we're going to do is we're going to have 2 blocks, 1, 2, then build up a pillar. So we've currently got 4. So then we go 1. And now what we do, when we've got it straight, so if it was going across this way, we'll be going straight back. So when we angle it, we push it this way, which means we start to come inwards. So that's the way that you can like figure it out, or at least figure it out that way. So for this, what we'll do is we're going to have 1 block on the inner part, build up a pillar. Then we're going to have 2 blocks, 1, 2, and then a pillar. And what you'll see is that we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it all kind of works its way out quite nicely. So for the back, it's pretty well. It is a mirror of the other part here. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then the next one is going to be a pillar, but it's going to be pushed inside like this. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. You get that block of 5 going across there. Then the same again with this bit. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then a pillar going up there. So you can see the slight angle that we've got. Then for the sides again, exactly the same. So we get 2 going over, and then a block of 2, then a 1, then push it in, 1, nice pillar there, and then 1, 2. Right, so that's what we end up getting. So just to go over the structure, it's only in the middle that you've got this, 3 going over. The rest of them are 4 going over. And then for the sides, you get blocks or gaps of 2 going on. It just is the way that it figures itself out. And the back's the same, and then the other bits are the same. So right on this front, wherever you want the entrance, what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 blocks going up here. So let's leave a block and go forwards, and then we're going to go up and over. So it's just to make a nice little kind of shortened entrance off of that, and then that will be your way into the inn. First, fireplace. We're going to be placing this one from this entrance piece. It's going to be right on the back corner here. So we've got 2 fireplaces, one at the back there, and there's going to be one at the front as well. So actually, if I show you guys over the top, that's where your first fireplace is, and then this is where your second one is. Of course, you guys can change this up, mix it up, whatever you want to do, but that's the way that I ended up doing it, and I quite liked it. So we are going to replace a couple blocks in here. So if we just get our stone bricks, and we're just going to replace, say, 3 high on both of these, like that. Then what we're going to do is, if we grab our stone brick wall, we're going to put 2 on either side. You might be thinking, wait a minute, but that's the wall around there. But because of the style, it ends up working, and you're going to see how it works. So then put in a polished andesite on top of that one, and bring this over, and then down again. And then with these ones, we're going to switch these out for stone brick as well. And you might be thinking, well, where does the smoke go? This one, we cheat it. So I'll show you that in a bit. I can't remember how to zoom now. There we go. We cheat it. So we put in a little campfire in there instead. The other one is actually open to it. So yeah. So now what we end up doing is we have some blocks around the back and a box around here. So we basically just have this 2x2 kind of square basically where we can put in fireplaces. Now it's up to you guys what you put on the floor. I'll show you in the interior what I ended up doing with mine, but things like Blackstone now are quite good. If you wanted to make it look like there is still some... I can't find the magma block. I'm trying to find it. There we go, magma block. If you want to make it look like, you know, like there's some embers still going, but the actual fire itself is out, then you know, your magma block's great for it. So you can do that. I'm going to put in a bit of fence gate on this piece here. And what we'll do now is if we go in, I can try and do anyway. Pretty sure, no, that's not it. Definitely not that then. These fires I'm getting rid of because otherwise I can't see a thing. So if you build that up a little bit more, put in stairs right at the back there. Right, there we go. So you've got stairs in the back piece here like that. And that will do for that fireplace. We'll do all of the outside details and hiding things later on. You can actually knock those down and you can even knock these down. And we'll do it like that where we've just got the... No, I can't. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. We'll leave it where it's got a little gap because we can sort all of this out when we do the next bit, which is when we go around it. But we'll do the two fireplaces first. So let's go on to the next fireplace. So on to the next fireplace. The placement of this one is just on the inside of this piece here. So what we'll end up doing is slightly different this time. We're going to have 3 bits of your stone brick on the side there. Leave a 2-block gap. And then we're going to go the same again. So this time it's not pushed right back or built on top of these or anything like that. It is actually, you know, properly pushed back, I guess that's the right word. Grab your stone brick wall, put 2 on either side of that. And again, polished andesite, so we went with the same style going across these. Nice, simple little style like that. Your stone bricks, put that on top as well. Probably best to split these 2 out as well. Have a look at how that works out. Grab your spruce fence as well. There we go, like that. And actually, no, those aren't there at all because we're going to have the fire in this bit. So this is where we build up on the back of this one. And it might be we put one over like that so that we can do, say, for example, some stairs there. So that's what we'll go with for the time being. I'm pretty sure I only had 1 of mine going up. But that then kind of captures that. It doesn't look too bad either on the inside because you can see the fire and you can see the smoke coming out, which is the main thing. Weird where it's all changing kind of colour and stuff with the shaders, but it's quite cool. So that's it for the 2 fireplaces at least. Let's put in... Now I'll leave the fire because we don't need the fire in there. So what we'll do now is we will, yeah, continue building up. Alright, so next what I'm going to do, grab some cobblestone. Just on this entrance piece, we're going to put in 2 bits of cobble on either side. You can also go with wood just on these sides. I just went with cobblestone. I thought it looked a little bit better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of style that I've been doing for quite a few of my medieval houses lately, which is where we have stone built up. So it's really messy style, really messy style, where you literally have, you know, stone built up in areas. It works really well with the angle buildings, but as you can see, it's quite up and down and it's quite random and it's not something that we will particularly be doing block by block, but I'll show you the exact style of how I'm going to be doing it. So with this kind of section here, we don't even need to really worry about the beam at all. So if we ever need to take out any beams, it's fine. We'll do that particularly on the sides of the building because what we'll be trying to do is actually push that stone layer up a tiny little bit. Doesn't mean it'll be going all the way up, but as you can see, that one doesn't have any beams at all. So for here, what we end up doing is we try to build something a little bit interesting. So even if we do something like this, for example, where we have that, don't worry about this block because this will all be birch stairs going in, but we'll do that in a second. Then what we can do from here, so I might, no, actually leave that for the time being. What we do on the inside is we then have stairs where we need to cover up any pieces, so we can end up having stairs like that instead. It's quite messy. It gives you this extra bit of space as well on the inside for your interiors, which is always quite good. Or at least I think it's quite good. So, yeah. Cool. Right. So, the next thing we'll do is we'll start working our way around. And we can also, you know, don't worry about, you know, making this like a really, like completely smooth style at all. It can be something like that, or maybe you do something on the side. It doesn't really matter at all. You might put in a block there, for example. So we're going to put in some blocks around here. So we're going to go mostly this bit here. That's actually a block that goes out, so we might even be able to do something here as well and kind of integrate it with this. Oh my god, I don't remember what's called a chimney. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, so integrate it with the chimney as well. So we might do something there. Like that. I'm just going to get a stone brick slab as well, I think we need to put on there. And probably also block there. Maybe a slab. Yeah, that looks okay. So it's all about kind of trying to make it meld in. So what we'll do here maybe is go up. And because we do have some bits in here, I'm actually going to put in 2 stairs there just to help myself on that bit. And then push these up. Same here, I'll put in a stair and I'll put in an upside down stair there. So we get that height, and it also means when I have a look at this, I can go, yeah, I need to actually make that go up a little bit more. What do I need to do actually to make that work? And it might be a slab there, for example. And that looks quite cool. Don't know why, I'm just placing random blocks now, aren't I? There we go, so I'll do something like that. And we do something there. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So we can see the stone, sorry, you can see the pillar, but we don't have to, you know, there's no reason why we have to. We could always pretty much cover this up and just have it where it's just popping through like that, or in fact, you know, have it go all the way up to there and really just have it coming out. So we do this on all of the sides. It is just it's a different style of way of doing things. With this side in particular, yeah, we're even going to do it there. We can actually push that there, and I might even go up to that point there with this one. No, I do need something. No, yeah, so I need something in there. Go on the side, maybe. Block there. And just do that. And then the same around all of it, really. So it is one of these, yes, very messy style. I quite like it. I think it works. You can do things like that as well if you want to go all the way around it. So the back parts of it, we are doing a lot less. That kind of works. In terms of the height of it, I think that needs to go out, doesn't it? Yeah. So we'll just continue doing this. Put some stairs across here. And wrap that one around there. So that we can do something like that, maybe. It'll look a bit different. There you go. And of course you can vary the stone. That's the other thing I should say. And we'll go, I'll kind of like show you a couple of the blocks that you can use to do that. But we can always wait on that. Definitely, there we go. So I want to have like quite a bit of stone on this one. This time round. Like that. And again, cutting into these. Just want to have these as probably just all upside downs. Apart from the pillars, of course, because with pillars we can keep normal. So we'll do that there. Getting caught up on this bit, so I'm like, because I'm looking at that one going like, I do want a slab there, but I'm actually thinking now, okay, I'm going to go a stair. So this is the other thing, you know, you will end up figuring it out as you go of what works. And it doesn't matter if it looks perfect, because it won't look perfect. That's one of the things that you'll learn from this style of messiness. Won't look perfect, don't try and make it look perfect. So there we go. Let's throw that over there. There you go. Something like that will do. Yeah, something like that will do, definitely. So we'll get onto this front little porch bit. So grab some spruce fence. You're going to put 2 spruce fence on the front of this. Just like that. Then what we'll do is on the back here, we're going to have some birch stairs. So we're just going to put in 2 for the time being, going up to there. And then we'll do 2 down here. And you can use hay bales as well, but I like the birch, as people have probably noticed, so that we can do this messier looking style. I much prefer that. So up here, what we'll do is, again, stairs on the outside. Right on this piece here, upside down. Then do stairs going down. Then what we'll do here is stair normal, going inwards, which gives it that kind of interesting look, which we've done with the other styles of these like clipped off type houses. And that's because the series, guys, should say that as well. So the reason is because of the series that I've made called Clipped Off, which is where these houses come from. So there we go, and then just on the top you just put on 2, but don't put it on there. And you can do, it's just totally up to you. I ended up with this style knocking it off, but if you did want to, then that's what I'm looking like in the end. I just wanted it looking a bit softer, and that kind of seemed to work quite nicely for it. So if we variate the roof, what we need for this, I'm only going to do a tiny little bit of it on this, obviously, but you can like put in a block instead and put in a slab, for example. You can curl the stair around to make it a little bit bunched up, and you know, that's kind of the kind of little things that we can do to just make it look a little bit more interesting. So have that going on there. In terms of variation, so I'll show you guys again what I've done here. So what we've got is, cobblestone. We also got mossy cobblestone, normal stone, andesite. So those are my 4 main mixes, and of course switch out with your slabs now to kind of get it, making it look quite nice. Same with the stone brick part of it. You know, got stone brick cracked and mossy, and also andesite. I quite like andesite with my stone brick because it has that kind of that worn look to it. So imagine like a brick that's had bits kind of knocked off of it. That's kind of how I see it. You can also use normal stone as well if you wanted to make it look really smoothed out, but I prefer the andesite, I think. And there you go, that's what the kind of variating should look like. It just adds a bit more character to it, makes it feel like the build is a bit older as well, which is a good thing. So yeah, there we go. Get that in there. So what we'll do now, guys, is we'll move upwards into the next floor. Right, so for the next floors, what we're going to do is right on the front, we're going to build just on the 2 where we've got these 2 pillars. Probably easy to show you guys on the inside. Build up with 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Then just build this going into the middle, like that. That's going to be our first one. Next one on the other side. So basically exactly opposite. So if you continue the straight line, which is obviously an angle for us, but it would be the same for that bit. Right on the edges, what we're going to do is we're just going to move in 1 block from this, and we're just going to start making our way up. Like this, I think. Yeah, we do actually, yeah. So these middle bits we continue up as well. So there, 1, 2, 3, like that. Then move up, and then move up. And it's exactly the same on the other side. So there, moving up. Like that, and then up, and then up. Just like that. So there we go, that gives us our frame. It's quite a low roof. It's quite tight in the space, as you'll see from the interior tour. Right, so what we do now, guys, is for the little windows, the kind of one that's on the front here, we'll start with this one. Also, guys, if you want to make a little entrance, all I did on mine, I believe, is something like this. So I put on spruce wood on the sides, spruce wood stair, and then more spruce wood. Pretty sure that's what I did. Been a little while. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So, oh, and apparently I've also put in a little lantern. Again, I'll show you all those little details on the interior tour, but then put in a spruce door as well, like that. So that's if you want to do the little interior, the little entrance piece, and I think I had wood or something stored up outside of it, which kind of made sense. So for this one, spruce wood on either side anyway. In the middle, spruce stairs. On the top, spruce stairs. Grab your barrel and plonk that in, plonk that down even. There we go, get there in a bit. And then what we do is we actually have an oak fence in the middle. So I want to go with like a bit of a poorer look for this one. Now for this one, I ended up having this open. So the way that you did that, oak trapdoor, whack it against the block and then have it just, you know, open. So you can have that looking that way. I don't know, it's up to you. The other side is exactly the same. So spruce on either side. Put a spruce stair there, spruce stair there. Got our barrels in, and then again we get the oak fence, and this time we'll have this one closed, so we'll have the oak trapdoor over the top of it. For either of these sides, doesn't matter which one you start with, go with your spruce planks, and what we're going to do is there's going to be a bottom layer of spruce planks. There's also going to be a top layer of spruce planks, and that will leave you with 2 blocks in the middle. That's going to have normal glass blocks, and then over the top of this, put on your oak trapdoors. Obviously we can't do one on the side, there's just no way we can do it. That's fine. So same here, bottom layer of spruce, top layer of spruce. Then we're going to have our glass and then oak trapdoors on top of that. Nice and simple then. Right. Let's get on to the more difficult bit, shall we? So what we're going to need for this is we're going to need oak slab, oak stairs. Don't think we need any oak blocks. No, I didn't do it for this one. I'm going to change the roof design now that I've learned how to do angled buildings a little bit better, but it's going to be fine. So we're going to need, yeah, oak slab, oak stairs, birch slab, birch stairs, birch planks. Nice and simple. So what we'll do for this, or the way that you do angled roofs, is you just follow the line that you've got. So if you've got an edge piece like this, we're just going to put in our birch stairs for 5. 3, 4, 5, and then 1. This top one actually put in with oak stairs. This one's actually a really simple one, I just realised. Really, really simple one. So we do the same on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's always the roofs in these tutorials which takes the longest. I find it's just it's always the bit that just takes the most time. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you already notice that it's already off just slightly. We pretty much continue that all the way going across. So what we'll do is we'll do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So always with angled roofs. My biggest bit of advice, now that I've done absolutely tons of them, is start with the simple bits first, then go for your complicated bits, because it'll help a lot. So, oh, what do we do with this then? Oh, okay, right. So we shove it out of it. That's fine. Not a problem at all. We'll do that. Let's grab some of those things in there. So what we'll do is if we go either side of this, then we're going to just, replace just these blocks here. Probably that one as well. Let's do something like that. And we go to the next level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knock out that one. Put in a block there. Maybe we'll have slabs on this one. Maybe have a block there or something. I don't know. That looks alright. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's all about keeping this going. And same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for the trim, it's nice and easy. We just continue it on. What you should do with an angled building is actually push it forwards. So you should actually have it here because that's where the natural next one happens. But it never looks right. If you're just doing one block going over, it's not going to change the look of the build. Not particularly, or actually make it look better than if you did it the other way. Which I always find like sounds really strange, but it's totally true. So on the inside of these, we're going to have stairs going in, including at the top as well. Like that. And then underneath, we just have this going around like this. Just like that. And we can vary this if we want to or need to. So the same on the other side, we'll just do this going up. And we'll get into these connecting bits, I'll show you guys how to do that. We're just doing this overhang like that. Stairs in on these pieces. There you go, I'll get there eventually. Like that. And then we have the lower bits here. And what you might come across is where you hit a slab and you're like, no, I can't do anything. Let it go over and then let it go back down again. It's fine. It actually adds more to it than anything. So I usually do that a lot with this. So I might have this one going up there like that. Same with this one. So I'll just build this here, up, and then onto that bit. The only thing I don't know is, do we go all the way across? Apparently we do. Which is fine. So we'll go all the way across here as well. This back bit, I don't think, we don't do it with the front because we've kind of already got this. We could potentially go in with a slab there. Nah. I think we'll leave it like it is. So with this bit, what we do is we end up just joining it in, basically. So what we should have is when we go back here, we should actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like that. And that means you need to have some of these ones wrapped around. But because whenever you've got like this kind of join, you can do all of that stuff, but you don't have to. So then what you do is get this one here. So when we knock that one out, that then connects. You can now put in a birch slab. So the same on the other side as well. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then that could potentially connect in there. But so if this was lower down, this one would just be curling around. So you end up just curling it around like that. This one, well, we'll see what we do with that. I don't know how I cover that up on mine. This one I just blob it all up. So I think we'll do a similar technique of blowing it all up. That's my technical term for you. So here we go around here, join to that. On the top, so again, with this one, we go around on the sides, have that going there. So this is probably why I've got a block there instead. And we can then have a birch plank block in there, or slab, you know, it doesn't really matter. And then we can have this up. So if we do that, actually, to be fair, I quite like that. Look, I quite like that. It looks like even more angled with that going on. Let's have those two there. Then upside down, then stairs going down. Slab out. Then we'll have these bits going in here like that. And on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it should go into the middle as well. So for the middle part of it, what we're going to end up doing is going out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that means for here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but apparently not. That's because 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. I could see it right there. So you can try and like move this around. What I usually do for this one is I'll push it back and I'll then use this piece here. So you have to choose one side to do it on. That's the only problem. Well, not really a problem, but that's the only thing. The other alternative that you can do is leave it like this. We have like a block in there. Grab the solid block of this. And when you have, for example, 5 there, you have a gap. Just put in a block. Lately I've been going with this more. I don't know why. I think it just looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit nicer. That's why I've been going with that. This one I'm going to switch out for a block, by the way, guys. It just makes it look more integrated then. So that's what I'm going to go with. And if we do the same on the other side. So again, if we kind of like template it out a little bit. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go to here, we'll go to there. Then that one joins in. We then get rid of that one. We just need to wrap this all around. And for this one, slab in there. And we'll finish that one up nicely. We do the same here. Put in our cold stair there. That one goes back to there, for example. And we'll just curl that one in there. And we'll curl this one in there. And then we'll go with our slabs, not those slabs, oak slabs on the side. And this one will be curled in. So I'm actually going to have to knock that one out to get that in, but that's fine. There we go, something like that. Stairs up. So down, stairs down. Slab there, stair, stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. So that looks pretty good. I wonder if there's any fences or anything. There isn't any fences. I don't know why I didn't do that. Because I would normally do that now. So it's things that change in just a couple months of building things. Mad. But there we go. That looks good there. Obviously we've got these gaps on the inside. All I'd do for those inside gaps is, in this case I'm using spruce planks as my main inner material. Yeah, that's it. That's literally the only one I need to fill in. Oh, the other thing about magma, which is cool, obviously, is it lights up in the dark, so it looks really good. So there we go, nice and big and open. So we've got a couple other bits to do, obviously. Apart from, variation, we have also got to do this nice cheating chimney, as I'm going to call it. So we need to do the cheating chimney. I think that's a good name for it. Did a dropper, apparently. We've got spruce trapdoor, we've got oak trapdoor, and we've also got a fireplace in there as well. So the cheaty way of doing things. So we find out where the natural place for the fireplace is. I believe it's here. This is where I think I put mine up. So we're going to go up like up blocks. I believe I put the dropper right on the top like that. Because obviously if you put it on sideways, you'll get a face. You'll get a nice derpy face. So if you go like that, at least you get that kind of a big block. And also the top kind of looks fireplacey. Put the campfire on top. So I'm going to sneak and click with that. Wrap it around with spruce trapdoors. And then just put in an oak trapdoor to let the smoke through. So that's how we do a little cheaty one. So of course you don't have to have that there. You could move it over as well if you wanted to, because actually when I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit wonky. I don't really mind personally. I think with this one, Yeah, with this one I actually put it over, so actually that does look better. So maybe you do want to do it that way. But honestly, guys, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Also, this one, I think the reason it looks a little bit wonky is because I've got it up quite high. So if you do want it on this side, then maybe we'll do it down here. This might work a bit better. Does that look better? Yeah, see, that looks fine now. Or at least I think it looks fine. So it's all good. I think it's this bit here that's annoying me the most, actually. Which sounds really strange, but it really is. So if we tweaked this a tiny little bit and got a slab, there we go. Maybe if we did that, that might look a little bit better. Bit of a stair on there. There we go. So if we do some variation now, what we'll do is, again, grab, the slab, birch slab, stairs, block, all of that kind of combo. And then we just bunch it up and we do little bits of detail here and there. It's one of those. So in particular, these areas where it bunches up here, I like to really bunch up. So like this block here, I'll switch out for a full block, and I'll probably end up doing that with both of these here. So I can put a slab up there. I'll then have like a stair in that bit. Place a block in there. And we'll go over a block there as well. So we'll try and really bunch stuff up and make it look quite lumpy and big. That's what we want to try and do. And the same here as well. So maybe we even go with like a stair there. Even go with a couple slabs on the side. And then just around these bits, vary it as well. So it's all about doing little bits of variation here and there until you're happy with it. There you go, that's good. But you don't have to do this. This is obviously an optional piece of it. Don't have to do it at all. It's just what you guys think. Some people like this style, some people don't. And that's okay. It's totally cool. It's up to you guys what you want to do in your world with your builds. Is the best thing about Minecraft, I think. It's all quite nice and personal kind of feeling. What you do. Trying to find out where to place different blocks. There we go, something like that. So you just go around, and you can do that on the other side as well. I'm not going to for this one. But as you can see, this one I went a little bit crazy. This is really like lumpy. This is maybe a bit too much. Just looking what I did before. This one is super duper lumpy, but yeah, I think I've softened my style out a little bit since then. But that is it, pretty much. I mean, unless you guys want to know how to do this, which just in case you do, I'll do this little log pile thing. So it's nice and simple. I think I'm just having a look at it now. So 2 blocks, yes, every 2 or so. It's absolutely cool. So I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect either, and it's always going to be different depending on how your stone is. So with this one, just placing 2 bits of fence, and maybe we'll leave another 2, we'll go another 2, another 2, we'll go another 2, and then we'll finish it up there. Spruce slab, put that on top, and then we'll angle this one backwards, like that. Whenever I do these kind of like lean-tos, I like to join it up, and then go around. So then maybe with this one, I go to here, like that. And then any bits where I get stairs like that, I always put on top, and you end up with this nice little style. So then there's a couple oak logs in there, a couple campfires as well. We'll get our water bottle to splash on top of that, put them out. There we go. Then we get a nice little lean-to kind of area, and of course you can do that on any parts of any of these builds. You know, it doesn't have to be just this one, but that's how you can get onto that. But that is it for at least the tutorials part of it. What we'll be doing next is showing you guys what I've done with the interior of mine, and then that'll be it. Alright guys, so here we are in Clipped Off, which I will leave a link to the Let's Build Pataria series in case you guys are interested in watching me actually build this in a time-lapse. Totally up to you guys. But yeah, so this is what I've got for the inn. Obviously put a nice little sign on there with a barrel, because I was like, it's going to be a pub type inn. I just extended it by a little 1 block there. It doesn't really matter too much for that. There's barrels and stuff on the outside. I also put in buttons as well for bits of detail. I don't know, I'm on and off with those. Obviously we had the wood pile on the side. I think around the back, there's not really much going on. It's pretty much just all stone. So for this one I had a nice little path going around, so because of that I've just made it like work into it, as well as the wall as well. So it's a good thing about this messy style. It just kind of allows you to just have stuff moving along quite nicely. So if we go inside, on the side I had a little wood pile for immediate wood, a little hook, obviously with this bit, nice little lamp, I love it. So on the inside part, I partitioned it a little bit, so I've got some kind of like pillars going in the middle. So we've got this central section here, which goes back. Nice little archways. We'll go into this side first. Yeah, so if we go into this side first, this is where we've got the actual pub type part of it. This is where we can go and get the drinks. So with that fireplace, nice little seating area, some more wood piled up around it. I pretty much filled areas where they were a bit kind of useless or couldn't really get to. Yeah, I filled those up. For the bar, got my nice little flower pots. Obviously, we can use sea cucumbers as well. I've been using those a lot more than flower pots. It's like an old way of me doing it. For the back part of this bar, obviously it's all everything's angled, which is the other thing. Got shelves going on, a couple kegs going up on there, which are just the barrels with the trapdoors on. Nice little blast furnace for a little furnace. I prefer the look of this one for commercial type builds, but that's where you can imagine him cooking something up and then an imaginary chimney going up. Might be like, oh, there's a thing. And there is a thing. So down here, I ended up doing a little bit of a cellar. Really, really small. I didn't want to do a big one in here, so I just did it here with a bit of a stone pillar. And, you know, some barrels basically in a chest. Nothing much in the cellar. Really wanted to go simple for it. At the end of the kind of entrance bit, where it goes on an angle, this is the bathroom. So for this, using, that one's quite full, using composters and just some doors and a bit of water there. Because as you can imagine, it'd be pretty horrific. And then in this area, I opened it up right to the ceiling. So yeah, make it nice and open. Nice painting above the fireplace, nice little flower pot. The light comes in quite nicely into this room. Also got a lamp there as well. But this is where you can imagine most people would be sat if they're eating or drinking or whatever, just chilling out. More wood everywhere, lots of different seats, like nice little dark corner around here. So that's all good. Upstairs, so we've got a little bit of a stairway just going over the top of this is where we're going to have the rooms. So really tiny little rooms, pretty much just a bed, a crafting table, a lamp. Most of them have got windows, if not all of them, and then a loom on the side as like an empty bookshelf. For this one, same again, it's just a different mix around it. And then at the end, we've got a bigger room. So for this, I ended up doing a bookcase and as you can see, we've got a bookcase, we've got a crafting table, and that's purely to have a bookcase on the other side. It's another painting. Double bed, nice little lamp and a table. So actually all of them do have it, and also a bunk bed apparently. I've also put one of those over the top of it. So really, really simple designs, guys. It is quite cramped and small, but you can do quite a bit with it, and yeah, it does go as well. So it's a kind of nice pub for clipped off at least, and as you can see, it's one of the bigger buildings, even though it's still quite small, but it kind of all works quite nicely. So anyway, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.